The innocent are hurt, and if them a want better. Young girl are giving up to work for a sweater. What is that in the that's waiting new top sucker. Father, you ready, Lord, for a rude boy love to be heard. Yeah. You that boy I like so much, you see, oh, my boy, peace and hope. They call him murderer, become murderer. But the life of God is what he took. Mr. Murderer, never brown, yes, and before the children spend life we here to you, the crying. Yeah, life worth anything. Yeah, yeah. Love until it's praying. Oh, life worth anything. Yeah, yeah. Si yan na lubi, na tayo pinihog diligan to ang picture, piyan na ipagdadon, and missionaries. Some of these orders of teachers, even preachers, and some politicians. Tất cả thì đây thì đây không phải tôi get cả đâm nặng em no higher. Broken promises must cease fire. And then there's no one who will believe it.
Ah, yes, good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. And those who in power, those who are benefiting. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Let me just do something here quickly. And then we kick off culture point. Fine point, part two. Yes. Fine. Bounce up, bounce up, bounce up. Yes. So we are going to kick off part two, a dying species. And really and truly, let me just do a little sharing up here tonight. Let me just do a little sharing. And yeah, we will kick it off in the next 1 minute time. Let me just share because some people have said that they're not getting any notification. I don't know why they're not getting any notification. So, sometimes you just gotta share it for them so that they will get to know that we are on and we are blessed and highly favored to be here tonight. And yeah, so if you're on and you're logged on, please share up the live and so that people will know that we are live here tonight. Fine point part two. Yes, this is fine point part two. As we go a little more in depth into certain things. And don't forget tomorrow, just a little house announcement. Don't forget tomorrow is Dauntless Defenders of Good Governance. And carded for tomorrow, we do have our economist who is going to be here. Yes, we do have an economist who's going to be here. And we really want to get down into some real details of what is happening in the economy. I will not bring no in some schism person here. We are going to bring a qualified person who is very versed and is a very good expert in the field, and they are going to tell it as it is. So let me just let me just do up this here so that, and don't forget, please like, subscribe on the Bounce Up Central channel so that you can get the notification when they do come out, or you can go straight to Bounce Up BOUNXUP.com. Yes, and I want to say a special good night to the people who are living in the Far East, all our Trinis who are out there in the different parts of the diaspora, who would call you and they will say that, hey, we log on, we're listening, because a number of people outside of the diaspora, out in the diaspora of Trinidad and Tobago, doesn't really get the opportunity to really to really be a part of this thing, and therefore we can't play selfish. That's why I keep saying, let us share the live so that what we're going to be saying here tonight is so important. It is so important. And so we are on the two, we are on YouTube, we are on Bounce Up, and we are also broadcasting specifically tonight on, yeah, on the the TikTok, but we want people to come over and be a part of Bounce Up because we are going to be introducing a number of things back on Bounce Up. So let me get down into my substantive issue tonight. Let me just make sure that all our people are logged on and we are reaching all over, even the people in the desert who are locked on and listening. Now, I have watched something. Let me just make sure that, let me just give me one more minute. One more minute and then we start. Right? I have watched something that has been, I don't know for people, but I think we need to really, I think we really need to have a look at what is really happening. Now, some may say that it's not a zombie. Some might say, I don't want nobody distracted. No, let me leave it. So in case they want to call in, because we are calling segment also. But some will say, let me go this way. Let me go this way. Right. Nice. So some will say, oh shit. Oh shit. Make sure that the camera is back up. Yes? Nice. Sorry about that. I do apologize for that. I do really apologize for that to our people on the YouTube channel for what would have just transpired. But let's get down to it. Part two, a dying species. Yes, good night, good night, good night. Right. So a dying species. Please send your love. Please like, subscribe so that you can get this thing. So there we go. A dying species. Now, just the other day, a particular set of people was held with drums and guns. And no, first they were held with a traffic ticket. And then they were held in the same day with drums and guns and different things. And for some strange reason, they were granted bail and they were back out on the street of Trinidad and Tobago. They were then allowed to travel outside. Now, listen to what I'm saying, eh? Travel outside of Trinidad, whereby they were allowed to go to another country. So even though they were charged under the anti-gang bill, they were allowed to leave Trinidad and go outside to perform outside of Trinidad and Tobago, even though they were charged under the anti-gang bill. Hmm. Now, gunshots erupted, and 5 are now in St. Martin. 5 persons is now in St. Martin, and you have a mother begging for medical assistance for her child. Hmm. Who is really the dying species? When we wake up in the morning, is it a movie that we like to watch? Is it that people are so fascinated? It's like this is glorified that we are really becoming a dying species? Let me be realistic. Have we become a dying species? Because we're talking about nearly over how many thousands and thousands of people who look like me, and even some Creoles and some mix, who are facing the courts, who are facing Simpsons on a regular basis. They never come back. Are we a dying species? Isn't that we don't worth anything in this blessed country called Trinidad and Tobago anymore? That it's okay to keep killing myself? Is there no remorse for what the actions that we do on a day-to-day basis by continuously keep eradicating people who look like ourselves? Because it can't be that I am waking up every day and I get so sick of it sometimes because really and truly it is a mental mind game that is playing, that it is really want to know if we are a dying species and whether the people care about we as a dying species. Because here it is, we are going to celebrate emancipation, the freedom of slaves, the freedom to be able to do certain things that we could not have done under our masters, charting your own destiny, working alongside each and every other race to build a society called Trinidad and Tobago. But for some strange reason, something went wrong. Something went wrong. And we became a dying species from now. Because every day you sit down, you're watching media, you're watching news, you watch social media, you name it. It's about murder, 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 and more murder. You watch, as even the song said, 95% black in jail. Let me be real. So have we not learned anything in this generation? And I talk about the generation before because many of them came out. Many of them were successful. Many of them moved forward and chart new course and new directions in where they wanted in their life. So what is stopping a generation from being lost? What's stopping what causing that? What is causing the generation to be lost? What is causing that? And are we not taking a deeper look at ourselves of people who realize that we went through all that to really come up to a standard to build ourselves as a black race in this country? Yes, we have people. Yes, we have those who we can look up to. But if we have a society of young people, not even taking cognizance of the self, to understand even the self, to even understand what the ancestors would have gone through, to make sure that they have what the ancestors didn't have. Then I think we're missing the point. I think we missed the point of emancipation. Because if somebody pulling a string that is causing thousands and thousands of our young black brothers to constantly be going to funeral agencies to die on a to be buried on a regular basis, then we missing the point. We have missed the point of what our forefathers and generations have put in place for our own benefit. That today we can stand proud and say that, hey, because of 1970 and the Black Power movement, that we now have the right that we can work in the bank. But what we are seeing is that you have schools and institutions still trying to go back into this old colonial days of talking about the hairstyle and how it's supposed to be, as if the hair determines you as an individual. What about our history of having to tote the water for miles and miles just to make sure that today you have a standpipe right outside your own yard? What about those who have played and forged the road, even in the political world, for you to even see that, hey, we can be anything that we want to be in this society once we put our minds to it? What about that? Have we lost that? Have we lost our ability to understand what our ancestors would have done to create and bring about this blessing that we have, that we could be free today? So why? Why nearly every, well, for this month alone, I could swear that most of these black women don't have not even a black man, because somebody just wants to have an agenda to take you out. It's just basically to take you out, and it cannot be normal. This thing has to be spiritual. Because to see that we're really trying to make that quota of 600 murders for the year to push somebody else's agenda is so dangerous. So that means we don't like we own. We don't care about we own. Because all we really care about is the eat our food money. Once I live in, I don't care. Once I eat in, I don't care. If I let wipe out Tom, Dick, and Harry to ensure that I continue to eat, then I don't care. Is that the world that our ancestors would have created and championed for we to continue doing slaying our own? So when we continue to slay we own, what next? What next? And then you know what we gonna be saying? Some other race is more the predominant race. And some other person, they are the now the one percenters. And I'm talking no one percenters in terms of because who white and who this and who that. But somebody will have all the wealth. And you just pushing your people continuously down the barrel. Because there are those who feel that they must conquer while the others must stay hungry. Imagine you waking up every day. You don't know whether or not if to cry, if to laugh, if to what, because it's, it's a whole set. Just go in and let me tell you something. If people are not taking this thing seriously, you talking about a whole generation could be lost, not knowing the history, not knowing the culture, not knowing anything about even the self. And we are supposed to be guiding and nurturing. But if it is that we go, then who will teach the next generation? Who will teach the next generation about their culture and what their forefathers would have done for them to ensure that they still have a place in this society? So are we really a dying species? Is it that there's an agenda to continue this murder rate with only one major sector of race? Let them keep singing the songs of kill and murder and this and that, fight in the brain. So when they go out there, it becomes the norm. But all the struggle that gone out the door, is that what we want to continue teaching our generation? Because they're dying, with children dying, and more, it's like we don't really care. And then we ask ourselves the question, how come we don't see certain things on the TV? How come we don't see what our generation has done for us? How come these artists don't sing it? Because most of us listen to them. Most of us listen to them. Do we care? Imagine your own taking out even children. Children, children, the future of tomorrow. Your own children, they're taking them out. No care for the generation of tomorrow. Imagine that. Hmm. Imagine I did a video called Ghetto Cry, and a few of the men in the video are no longer with us. Imagine we were helping a young man to get off the ground in terms of business. Imagine that. And you know what? My God. Well, yeah, boy. Hmm. I don't know. I really don't know. And everything going good, you know. Hmm. Everything going good. Yeah. So we back up. Yeah, I don't know, huh? Yeah, we back up. We back up. So are we a dying species? Are we a dying species? And I want to say that the director is back. She's under the weather. I can tell you that. But are we a dying species? You know, one of the things that I just be amazed at, is if you're not talking bacchanal, you ain't got to sit down the place. I don't know. Do I have to do that? Hmm. Hmm. Well, imagine we could have wake up and hear director not here again. She was in a little accident, and yeah, the director was in an accident, and she was a little banged up a little bit. So she is kind of out of it a little bit, but still trying to recuperate from the accident. And we do wish her speedily um, recovery. But really and truly, you see, sometimes you just have to change, come again, and then go forward, reassess. And that is what I am doing, reassessing. Because I'm asking the question, are we a dying species? Is there some kind of real underlying tone to destroy a certain type of race? And why? And when are we going to wake up and realize that more and more, it is not normal that more and more of our young people, if they're not so-called Creole, they're dark skin, are dying by the hands of the gun. When are we going to realize? Because I know some people will say that all kind of things, that this, that. But sometimes you see certain things in this country. Yep. Today here, tomorrow you're gone. And we are glad that she survived the whole ordeal due to good driving, I was told by her son. And really and truly, it could have been bad. Well, it could have been worse to what is happening now. But again, are we a dying species? And I don't know, some people might be afraid to answer that question tonight. But I know when we look at our inner self, deep in our inner self, we say yes. Because how many more mothers will be crying, sisters, brothers, fathers, crying because somebody only want to take out the child. You're going home with the children and the fire shot. Look at him, the prison officer. He walking with the little child. And they gun him down in front of his own child. It hurt me. No. It has hurt me. It has hurt me to know that we might be on the verge of being extinct because there are certain people who don't like we, who don't even want to see we progress as a people, and we just fall into the trap over and over and over and over again as though we don't care what happening to the generation to continue. How much more, how much more we have to lose in order for we to wake up. Wake up and realize that we are the ones who are on the verge of being a dying species. Who fighting for you? Who is standing up for you? And those who stand up for you, some of them are also ostracized and murdered in the process too. It could never be right. It could be never be right. When every day or every other day you are seeing some of them I call on the ancestors to really protect the ones who have not gone astray. as yet because they need we. They need we. I can't talk about no other more than mine because they need we help. They need our guidance and they need us to be there for them in family structure, cultural structure, spiritual culture, in all the different sections of a human developmental part of the life, they need us. Hmm. People, tomorrow is going to be dauntless defenders of good governance. We will have Romando, Rampasad, we will have David Tate, and myself, well, the chief whip, myself, and yeah, and Romando. So we're going to have the dauntless defenders of good governance here tomorrow, and we really want you all to come out, support it, and let us start building a community hub, bounceup.com. That's BOUNXUP.com. Let me build it. And see you all tomorrow on Dauntless Defenders of Good Governance. Remember, share, like, click, and subscribe, but go and register on our platform, bounceup, BOUNX.com. Well, we are hoping that based on yeah, most likely I think we'll be bringing the emancipation. Most likely we'll be bringing the emancipation. May not be the whole entire day, but we might be bringing part of it, which will be the procession through the streets to the Queen's Park Savannah. So before they move off, and that early morning where they will go and stand up in front of the Treasury building, which has historical meaning that many Trinidadians don't know. Our old slave burial ground. We are going to try our best to bring you the presentation on Emancipation morning and the parade as the lead off to head to the Queen's Park Savannah for the jubilation of celebration and the freedom of our ancestors and the celebration of our ancestors who have pioneered for us in this 2024 generation to be here. So yes, we're going to try to bring you as best coverage, and you can go on our platform, and we will try to bring you the from up at the Queen's Park, Savannah, on the platform. So you need to go to bounceup.com. You know, there are some people who don't like to go on the platform. Go on the platform and register on the platform in order to see the Emancipation Celebration at the Queen's Park, Savannah, tomorrow. I mean, on Thursday. So we are going to bring it here, and I do wish you all a blessed and happy emancipation from Bounce Up, Bounce Up Central, Bounce Up YouTube, and the management and staff and all the key players of bounceup.com. So, and also look out, we'll be bringing back our movie night. I'll be talking to our director to bring back our movie nights on the site itself. Will not be broadcasting on no YouTube, no Twitch, no anything for the site, for the movies. So you'll be bringing back our movies, and you never know, we may have a blockbuster movie this Friday to kick it off. So you need to go and register on our platform. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, and see you all tomorrow at 8 p.m. live on Bounce Up as we bring you dauntless defenders of good governance. I thank you and have a blessed and wonderful night. Let me just cancel it. Yeah, bam, 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 bam.